Hi, I'm Helene.
And I'm Penelope.
We are a mother-daughter duo.
Believe it or not.
We wanted to share with you some personal stories about the ketogenic diet uh, that gave me prediabetes, the thousands of clients that I've helped recover from their weight gain after a ketogenic diet.
And played a role in my 300-pound life.
Anything we say here today is not medical advice. We are not medical professionals, so please consult your trusted medical advisors before you take any advice from anyone. We're just here to share with you stories and to give you some information that we think is important to share. So the ketogenic diet happens to be a very popular diet.
Duh.
Wow, it's like the #1 diet this year.
Wow. That's
It's also
crazy.
searched like top diet. It's also making a lot of money. If you want to know the truth about something, you always have to follow the money.
And there's a lot of keto products out there that make a lot of money too.
Yeah. And a lot of unique sales propositions about how you get into ketosis very quickly and so on and so forth. And Penelope did some research earlier, and she found that $8.8 billion is what the annual turnover is for ketogenic diets.
Can you believe that, guys? $8.8 billion off of fat people. And they call us grifters. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm don't shoot the messenger, but I mean, the numbers don't lie.
By 2028, it's estimated that that number is going to rise to $12 billion. That's a lot of money. Now, I first learned about the ketogenic diet when I saw it as a solution for epilepsy. Amazing. Amazing results if you have an epileptic child and the medication isn't working or you don't want to take the medication. The ketogenic diet will help you, and it's amazing. I also learned about it through my studies in cancer research. And you look at cancer as a metabolic syndrome, you take sugar out of the equation, follow a ketogenic diet, whether you're doing macrobiotics, the proper ketogenic diet, or even a vegan ketogenic diet, you will absolutely find that you can starve cancer cells to death. Very interesting research and very effective. But now, like fast forward 10 years, I decided I wanted to try the ketogenic diet. I heard all this great stuff about it. Now, mind you, I was a vegetarian like at age 7. So it was a big stretch for me to even consider it. So I went on this diet and I went to the doctor thinking I'm so healthy, and my blood work did not turn out well. I had a pre-diabetic diagnosis.
Wow, that's crazy.
It took me about 3 years
3 years?
to get out of that diagnosis. Yeah. And so the ketogenic diet also made me feel gross, made my breath smell, made my everything work slower. Like I did not like the way I felt on it. It was pretty awful.
I know all about that. I do. When I was 300 pounds, I literally had gotten so much acne. Do you remember this? Like on my body, like body acne, like red bumps all over my skin. Super weird. And I remember feeling really oily. Like I felt like a piece of bacon off of a pan. You know what that feels like? And
yeah.
You know what that feels like? And I noticed that I was getting like kind of like weaker because I wasn't really doing that much exercise at the time. And even though I was losing a lot of weight, I didn't feel as strong, and I'd feel like really kind of high almost, but not like a good high, like I have so much energy and I have all this, and then I'd crash. It was very interesting. And I also noticed that I gained all the way back after I lost like 20 pounds in like 2 weeks or something crazy, right? 2-3 weeks.
It was fast.
And then I gained it all back after then trying paleo as a diet. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, I shouldn't be gaining weight after doing keto. I should keep losing it, right? But it's like, because it's not a lifestyle, it doesn't last forever. And that's why you gain all the weight back so fast, right?
I have a lot of clients who swear by it. They say, I lost 20 pounds or I lost 40 pounds in 3 months doing the ketogenic diet. Like they are so convinced that it's the only way they can lose weight. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true. These are also the same clients that have chronic constipation, endocrine or hormone disorders, that are suffering with liver problems. And what I notice very consistently, both women and men, but more so women, is that after about 4 months, they have like this plateau where they stop losing weight. Their skin starts to get kind of pasty, like a yellowish green color, and then they start to get dark circles under their eyes.
I remember having dark circles.
Yeah, well, to me, that's all indication that there's a sluggish large intestine, there's a stagnant liver, and there's some issues with the cellular rejuvenation, like the cellular replication, proliferation.
I had to do a lot of liver healing after that, and I'm still not healed from that situation. And carb intolerance is something that we've been seeing a lot lately, and I almost feel like I struggled with that because once I started eating carbs again, like all carbs, I gained so much weight, my body held so much water, my body was so resistant. Even for only doing keto for like 3 weeks. Isn't that crazy?
Well, I think it's normal because what's exciting about keto is that you will lose weight really fast, but that weight, come to find out, is water weight. And that weight is also from lean muscle mass. You're not actually losing fat, which is interesting. So when you're eating a normal diet, which I mean, like lean protein, fruits and vegetables, like just a healthy, regular diet that's whole food based, like the one that we teach and the one that many places teach. Like even the Mayo Clinic has a modified keto version, which is very healthy. They're promoting the use of some beans and whole fruits and vegetables and fiber-rich foods. But some of the ketogenic diet these days is being taken and translated into like bacon only or lots of butter.
Bacon, cheese, sour cream, and eggs. Enjoy.
Well, what's interesting is that you will lose more fat over a longer period of time when you follow a normal diet, when you eat just whole, fresh fruits and vegetables and
Which
lean
apparently
protein.
isn't a thing anymore. Apparently that's like a fad to do that.
Well, the ketogenic is actually a fad. And I can say that because, I've done all the fads there have been.
And I have too.
And I can see the good things about it, and I can see the not so good things about it. The good thing about it is it gets people off sugar.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing about it is it gets people thinking about food in a different way.
Yeah, it gets people, but like what you said, it gets people off of sugar, but then addicted to fat, right? So they still get to love their cheese and steak and yogurt, and they get to fill up on all those things, and then they're still not feeling the actual emotions they have inside.
Absolutely. And there are these things, these hippocampal pathways from the brain to the gut. And when you're feeding your body highly palatable foods, right? Foods that are high in salt and fat, in this case, with the ketogenic diet, you are still keeping that part of the brain, that addictive part of the brain activated. Even though the carbohydrates aren't there, which is part of that highly palatable food equation, you're still, initiating, some kind of like food obsession in the ketogenic diet. And so I also feel like the ketogenic diet is an extreme. And I think that people who tend to have weight issues are all or nothing kind of people. They like to buy 6 of something, or they like to go all in or not at all. That middle ground is not the easiest place to be.
And it comes from scarcity. I just did a video on this in our group.
Yeah, it definitely comes from a scarcity context, but it also comes from obsessive compulsive behaviors. It comes from, the diet culture. And it's just more of the same. Whether you're binging or purging or you're dieting, it's all part of the same equation. It's just the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So I think there are some dangers personally when you are eating a ketogenic diet long term. And I know there are a lot of people out there who are going to disagree with me, and that is totally fine. But my experience after working with hundreds of people who are recovering from the ketogenic diet and the weight that they've put on afterwards, because they still like that fat and they still like that protein, and now they're adding in the carbs, and now they've got 3,000-4,000 calories a day, and they put back on the weight that they lost and then some, because the lean muscle mass wasn't there, because they lost that lean muscle mass. So there are some risks. I think if you have epilepsy, it's absolutely the way to go.
But if you have diabetes?
Oh, this is a whole nother topic. I think we might have to save this to another video. But
if you have diabetes, don't listen to everything you hear on the internet.
Well, I think it's really important to understand carbohydrate digestion. And it's also, if you don't give your body carbohydrates over a long period of time, you develop something called carbohydrate intolerance, which you referenced earlier in this video. And carbohydrate intolerance may lead you to a more increased weight gain when you go back on regular foods, because your body no longer can tolerate the carbohydrates as well.
Which I experienced, gained 20 pounds all back right after doing keto.
Yeah, and so you just have to really architect a plan that's very intelligent and creative and mindful about how to bring fruits and vegetables and healthy grains, whole grains, back into your life and diet after being on a ketogenic diet, so that you can continue your weight loss goals. Carbohydrate intolerance is diabetes. And so there is some research out there that is showing that carbohydrate intolerance over a long period of time is something that will help you develop the diabetic type 2 diagnosis, which is what happened in my case. And so it's very important that you do your homework and you realize that every decision you make matters about your health. Everything you're eating, everything you're thinking, everything you're feeling, it all affects you cumulatively. So please go forward with caution. It doesn't make the diet in its purest form doesn't really make sense to everything that I've learned about health and nutrition, and it didn't feel right in my body. And even though you might be getting short-term wins, I think it's important that we think about long-term gain and forever weight loss solutions.
Which is why you should definitely think about joining Step It Up. If you are somebody who's tried every single diet, nothing's worked for you. I understand that deeply because I used to be 300 pounds and I had tried every diet. I tried keto, I tried paleo, I tried everything, the injections and the pills. And none of it worked until I tried the Step It Up method, which is a lifestyle method that will change your biology and your mental state and your eating problems for once and for all. Because now, 110 pounds down, I'm healed and I haven't gained the weight back for over 2 years now.
Amazing, amazing. I've also gained and lost weight over the years, tried many of the diets, not all of them that you have. But with a bachelor's and a master's degree in nutrition and having helped thousands of people regain their health and lose the weight, I wish for you that you find long-term solutions to get to the root of the issues that are showing up in your life.
Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you want to see more of and less of.
We read all of your comments and we will respond to as many as we can.